Today's episode of the Nateland podcast is brought to you by Rocket Money and Hello Fresh. Hello, folks, and hey, Bear, welcome to the Nateland podcast. Nate Bargatze, Brian Bates, Aaron Weber.
All right.
Dusty Slay.
All right.
We got our mini versions if you're looking on YouTube. Buddy Mike Kallenberg. What are these called? They're the
Funko Pops.
Yeah, Funko Pops, and they're of us.
All right.
Pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
It is cool. It's cool to have your own little toy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
My guy's got the Planet Fitness logo on his jacket.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. There's all kinds of little details on Fiore,
Yeah,
Hello Fresh.
Got Nateland on the back.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, because you have like a. Oh, that's good.
He's got me like that NASCAR jacket.
Yeah.
These are some dilated pupils here, man. We are having a wild time.
Yeah.
My hair has never looked better.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
That's you in high school.
Yeah.
You got a Letterman jacket on?
That's MTSU.
Oh, okay.
That's me in college.
Okay.
Did you ever have were you ever a Letterman jacket guy?
Yeah, I'll
Brian?
wear it. Future episode if you'd like.
No, did you ever
Yeah.
Did you ever letter in a sport?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Soccer?
My baseball. I got my baseball
That's
jacket.
cool. Yeah.
I almost wore it in the Halloween episode, but then it was just me
As
and
a
Dust.
Costume.
Well, yeah,
Is it?
not for fun.
You can still fit into a high school jacket. Do you think?
Yeah.
You're about the same size. You think you're wearing the same size clothes you
I
were
mean,
in high school?
it'd be a little tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of evens out. He's like Jerry, where it all evens.
Yeah. Lose
He
some
was-
up here,
yeah.
gain some down here.
He
Even
was basically born like this.
Yeah.
But you played in high school, baseball in high school?
hmm
Oh yeah. I thought it was the stories were all from younger.
Well, that was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was good, but my senior year, my coach.
Did you play all
was-
4 years?
No, just my senior.
Yeah.
I tried, but my
Yeah.
senior year, my coach was kind enough. We'll find a spot for you on the team.
You're like Rudy.
yeah, kind
All the other players are like, we're not going to play if you don't let Bates on the team.
Yeah. That's what I like to think.
Yeah. I don't know Rudy, but
It's similar since I got in the last game, but
you did.
yeah.
Did you do
What'd you
anything?
do?
No, I think I batted 4 times all season and got 1 hit, so
All
I'm
right.
250.
One hit.
That's
not
not a
bad.
bad batting average,
Yeah.
dude.
Did you get? How was it running? Where did the ball go when you hit it? Do you remember?
Some people said it was an error, but I call it a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm left-handed batter, and I hit it, and it kind of went over the shortstop. Or actually, I think it kind of skipped between the shortstop and third base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shortstop got a glove on it, but
Yeah.
Sounds like a good hit to
with
me.
my speed, he ain't gonna
Yeah.
get me.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna
Yeah.
get me at first.
Yeah. Was it a close play?
It was closer than it should have been. He and the third baseman touched the ball, and they still almost got me out. So.
Their coach goes, take your time, boys. Take your time.
So
All right. We're here. I got a corporate gig after this, so I'm already.
yeah,
dressed
you're
and
not
ready.
supposed to be here. I announced,
Yeah.
that we won't all be together for a month.
Yeah.
You
Well,
surprised us.
Surprised us.
How about it?
Yeah. So
Christmas miracle.
I was looking forward to a break, but
yeah.
whatever.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're here. That Manning episode would have came out. I don't know how that went.
hmm I tell you what, I watched it. I kind of like Peyton and Eli now.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Not for the other guest.
What do you mean? Oh, the Manning
you
cast.
watched the Manning
You watched
cast.
the Manning cast.
Yeah.
I thought you meant our episode.
No, I haven't watched your episode.
I don't remember specifics, but I don't remember it being that bad. I think you were just
I was
talking. You were
frustrated.
just talking through it. It
Just
had just
talking through
happened.
it. It just happened. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's hope it all was good. Yeah. Still frustrated by it. I tell you, it was he made jokes about like my dad's trick a bunch.
Yeah.
And then that's really what sent it. He was like,
Mhm.
you're like, who do you think you are, dude?
Right.
You know. But I've moved on to bigger things. Trying to do other stuff. Got a podcast coming up. Philip Rivers. What? No, I don't. But I just do the opposite. The guy that actually committed to the Chargers. I decided to go do his podcast.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. The guy that didn't bail on the chair. I think only Eli, Phillip, and you get that joke.
Here's a review I like to go to whenever I'm down about you on the Manningcast.
Mm.
The first name is not a person many fans knew, and after his appearance, fans wish they knew a lot less.
Who said that?
Some
Jeez.
reviewer.
Oh my God.
No, but someone said they.
Jeez.
It's pretty big.
Everybody, I don't know if people said they're AI generated articles.
Oh, really?
I don't, because you do want to, like, when I saw that, because I saw it and you're like, what fans? Like, where's this board at where everybody was up in arms about it?
Well, I started one, but
Yeah.
Well, let's say I didn't watch, and I don't really know what you guys are talking about. What if there are other people? So what happened?
Well, we would have explained it all. It went into a whole thing.
You already had
we did it
on the
we
the
talked for
podcast.
about 40
I'm
minutes.
saying,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long talk.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. So
Should I go watch it? Should I go find
the Manning cast?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to. I don't care. I figure you don't watch anything any of us do. So
I watch some things, but yeah, I mean,
I've got it on DVD if you want a copy.
I don't even know what the Manning cast is. I thought that Peyton and Eli just did like Monday Night Football commentary.
that's what it is.
That's what
Oh,
Manning
okay.
Cast is called.
And
they have guests
I'm
on.
not that into that.
Yeah.
I like those guys, but I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I'd rather the real professional commentators do the commentating.
Well, it's fun to hear them talk like the inside stuff, but like that's all you need to really hear. They don't need
Yeah.
guests on there. They should just
Yeah.
do that. But look, it's not my show.
We're still recording a week behind, but last week when we were talking about Will Levis and how great he is, I was
Yeah.
like, by the time this comes out, he'll be injured or something. And then he got hurt at the end of the game. I think he's gonna be okay, but
I think he's gonna be okay. He's fun. It's
Pretty
exciting.
fun for a second to see Tannehill
Yeah.
starting to warm up a
Stretching.
little bit.
Did Tannehill smile? Did you
I
see
think
it?
so.
Yeah.
I think he did.
he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a funny, like, and I'm sure there's something, it's like he's not smiling for that, obviously,
No.
but man, they go to that on the ground, they go to Tannehill, and he's like, he's
Yeah.
like smiling. But you got to probably be, I'd imagine in the NFL, like people get injured, you're just like, all right, dude, here we go. Like you're just so focused on yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody hurt, but it's like, that's the,
And also imagine like you've watched this other guy get sacked a bunch of times in this game,
Mhm.
and now you might get to go in for one play.
yeah.
Like the whole time now you're like, oh, I might get sacked
Yeah.
in one play.
What, did you ever get hurt in football?
Oh, I had so many injuries in football.
Like they had to, like you wouldn't get up, you lay on
Oh,
the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah, I broke my back
Oh,
in
my
2
God.
places. I wore
What?
5th grade. I wore a back brace for
5th grade?
9 months.
Yeah. Football in 5th grade?
Yeah,
How'd
I
you
had,
break your back?
I don't know.
Just-
Just 2 broken bones in the back. Just got hit weird. I had knee surgery in 7th grade. I've had a few bad concussions. I broke my wrist.
Everybody's had concussions. I've
Yeah.
had some myself.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. But you've been in a game where you just lay on your back and
Yeah, where they had to.
they
I got
run out
carted
there.
off on a.
Did you give a
You got
thumbs up?
carted off?
Oh yeah,
Did you had to give a thumbs up?
on the way out?
I did give one of that was
In 5th grade?
no that
You're like,
no,
actually, I'm not doing that well,
Yeah,
but this
that's that game.
yeah.
I played full pad football in college, and I got hit really bad, and I had to get carted off on a gator.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and the 15 people that were there were like clapping. It's like, oh, this feels.
Did you give a thumbs up?
I did. You got to give a thumbs up.
You
as
got
get
to.
carted away.
And then
Yeah,
So
I'm
that
in
was
a
like
lot
a-
of pain.
This is the only thing I can move.
yeah.
intramural.
yeah.
And they
So
had
it's
a
like-
medical staff.
Oh yeah.
no.
There's a
Did they?
hospital on campus. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think did y'all's football team have medical staff? They had to
No,
go
dude.
find. Yeah,
We had one
It's
of us was
probably
the coach.
Unsanctioned. Is that
It's about as sanctioned as you can get. Actually, there's high school refs would ref the games and
Mhm.
stuff. But
so? This is just guys that can't let go.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, what did you when you're playing? Are y'all all like, dude? What if Lou Holtz walks over here?
Well, dude, it happened.
I don't know who the coach was.
That would be my era.
Yeah. He goes, Bates goes, Bates called a pass from Joe Montana.
It was Brian Kelly at the time, so there's no worry about him coming over. But there was a history of players getting pulled up from intramural. At one point, our kicker was just like seen at an intramural game, and they're like, "We need a kicker," so he became the starting kicker at Notre Dame.
Wow!
So
when was that?
When I was there, I think.
What?
Yeah, like that recently.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So there's always a little bit of that. I never had Eddie.
So Rudy could just play intramural.
He could have. Yeah, I bet he did.
Oh. But that probably was the annoying part. People were like, "Just go do intramural."
Yeah. You can go play football.
Yeah,
play, and you'll be good. Kind of.
Did they still let them do it?
They just discontinued it.
Mm-hmm. Everything fun is coming to an end.
It is coming to an end.
Well, they had to carry him off on a gator. That was probably the final straw.
I think the insurance liability is pretty massive for the college.
Big boys hurt again.
He's had a broken back since the 4th grade.
Yeah. Who? You might be the first 5th grader I've heard break a back.
It was rare at the time.
Not that I've heard. I don't get a 5th grade update, but
from Harper.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Harper like. She's in 6th grade now, but like, does anybody? Have you heard anybody broke their back?
Yeah, I had to wear a metal brace under my school shirt for 9 months. It was tough. I could only take it off to take a bath.
Wow!
I had to wear it. Sleep.
But that was super cool for you.
I was about to ask, was it kind of cool to like, football injury?
No, not really, dude.
5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're in junior high, right?
5th grade.
Yeah. What were you playing in 5th grade? Like
football.
Yeah, like on
that's like rec league.
YMCA.
Yeah,
that was our league.
I mean,
I know
what 5th grader gets. They have to cart him off, and then he has to. I just can't.
I know.
Can you imagine watching children play football and you go, "One of them broke his back"? What? Why are we? I mean, I don't know how you didn't shut down all of football at that point for 5th graders.
It's pretty crazy looking back. I was talking to my mom about it recently because my older brother, my younger brother, both had injuries all throughout it too when they played. And like, it's pretty insane. They just let us do it. Dusty's Funko Pop keeps falling over.
The only one.
Yeah, he's not having a good time.
I think he got too much back, like with the hair and the hat.
Too much. You got a bit of a mullet going on back there.
Yeah.
Can't balance it out.
Yeah, I think it's It's okay.
There you go.
So they all played. Your brothers?
Yeah, my other 2 brothers played, and my brother ruptured his spleen playing football. And,
yeah.
The
Webbers were at the hospital.
There's one point where all 4 kids were on crutches at the same time.
Wow.
And I remember we went to a Chinese buffet. People were staring at us. Because we walk in 4 kids with crutches.
Yeah.
You're like, what is happening in that family?
Oh, yeah.
Your sister got hurt playing football?
They're looking at your dad's knuckles just to see if they're all busted up.
Your mom's in a sling?
My sister had hip surgery from soccer.
Yeah.
So she was on crutches, and then I had the knee surgery. So my brother had something, and I don't remember what my little brother had. We were all on crutches.
Good thing your dad was like a teacher because that insurance was getting stretched.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit the dedeductible quick.
Yeah.
They might have something written about you in hospitals.
Maybe.
Like the Weber family, they just have like, and then maybe insurances go like, all right, let's look at this one family.
Yeah.
The Weber family.
The Weber plan.
Yeah, the Weber plan where let's say it all goes wrong for everybody at once. That's crazy.
Doesn't hold up as good as the grills.
Have you ever had to go around on that little cart or whatever it is where you put your knee on it? And
no, I always just did traditional crutches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new thing, right? Where you see the guy with a knee.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
I complimented a guy on his crutches the other day because I was like, I see too many people with these carts out here. I like to see some old crutches.
Yeah. Right.
That's cool. Does he appreciate it?
I think he liked it.
Yeah.
I think he was into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, I like to see a guy on crutches instead of having that little card out here.
As you ran away from him?
Yeah.
I
think he was into it.
Yeah.
I was A1 on Southwest this morning.
Oh, my God.
And I thought,
did you pay for it?
I'm going to be, the people who hired me did. And
nice.
I thought, I'm going to be the first
They just
person.
need to get you out of there.
Yeah. They take me to the airport. Like, just get them on.
Just get them on.
Get them out of town.
We want to make sure you get on this plane.
Yeah, they signed you up for clear too.
Yeah,
just to get you
clear,
out of there.
pre-check.
I think I had the earliest flight I've ever had. I got back to Nashville at 6:50.
Wow.
And I left my hotel this morning at 3 a.m. So I did the just
woke up an hour earlier than normal.
Like Nana, who's going to the bank.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go. No, I did the whole just tell yourself you're taking a nap.
Oh yeah, how'd that feel? Good.
I mean, it's the best way to go.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel good, but it helps you to just look at it that way.
Yeah.
Were you
sleep in your clothes?
Yeah,
that's what you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You sleep in your clothes
just to trick your brain.
You just telling your brain you wrap your head around the day like this is the day I'm having.
Yeah.
And so you sleep in your clothes and you just almost lay down, take a quick nap, and then get up and then start my day, and then you just go.
Yeah, wore my pajamas on the plane. So
yeah.
Were you the first person on the plane?
No, because these two ladies in wheelchairs come up last minute.
I know.
And
then they got 2 or 3 people with them. So, like, we got to help them.
Did they get the front? So they sit up front where you wanted to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your age probably wants up front.
Uh-huh. You don't like to sit up front?
I still like the exit row. I don't mind up front. I like the exit row at Southwest, but I would go up front. Up front is tough to get. You have to have a fully able-bodied plane to get those front seats.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just can't.
Or they're all taken.
I like row 2.
They're all taken.
Row 2 aisle seat. That's where I'm trying to get.
Oh, that's like a regular seat though.
Well, I want to be able to put my bag in the chair in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I want to get off that plane fast as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get right out of there.
Yeah.
I was so excited about being the first one on, and then they're like, there's only 71 people on this plane, so everybody just spread out. Sit wherever you want. And they made us spread out because they said of weight distribution. And I'm just thinking, a plane this big, it still matters?
Oh, yeah.
That seems scary that it's that important.
And they're not even specific about it. They just ballpark you, right?
Spread it out,
you
guys.
Get over there, you get over there. Yeah. But I like an empty plane like that. That's pretty nice.
But when I got back to Nashville, my car in the garage, pulling out to pay, they had cones up, and I had to get out and move the cone. I think I was the first person to leave the garage this morning at the National Airport.
Or you went out the wrong exit.
Or that. Like, what are you doing? So,
yeah, 6:50.
Yeah,
you sleep on the plane?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much as I thought I would. I thought I'd be out. Because I had an hour and 10-minute drive from Delaware to Philadelphia Airport. And I thought, man, I'm going to get on that plane crash.
You don't got any airports in Delaware?
Mm-mm.
They don't have any airport in the whole state?
I think they have one small that maybe has 2 or 3 flights out of Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, they have the Newcastle County Airport. It's not an international airport, it looks
but
like.
Delaware's so small that they're
not room for a
close to Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore. So anyway.
Well, that plane's going to
Delaware?
Yeah.
That seems like some kind of prescription medication.
A Velo?
Yeah.
That's that new airline. Yeah, people are talking about it. It does look like.
Are they?
Yeah. I hear people talking about a Velo.
I've never even heard about it.
Flights to like it's like the new Allegiant.
Yeah.
Remember when everybody started talking about Allegiant? You're like, you can fly to Albany for $80. A Velo's the new one.
Wonder what they is it like the seats are tiny and the
I don't know. I don't know what the catch is. It has to be. I was watching an interview with the guy from Ryan.
Our wheels don't go up. What if that's the catch? What? Our wheels don't go up. That's how we can afford to charge these price for these tickets. We have to fly with our wheels down the whole time. So we add about 45 minutes to each.
It takes a while.
It takes a while. We don't go as high. Velo. We don't go as high as the other guys. But the seats are comfortable. What if because what if someone tried to cut cost another way instead of the seats and the food?
Just flying lower.
Just flying, lower. Keep the wheels down.
How low are we talking? Like
enough that you'll be able to wave.
Your Wi-Fi works the whole time.
Yeah. Cell service works the whole time. We're never higher than the cell tower.
Like 500 feet. Like so low.
A Velo. We drive some of it. And then you go. We land in an airport. We always go, no, we're landing We're laying in the back. So it's like a 30-minute ride back to
the taxi back in.
The taxi back in, but you save money. That's nice.
Anyway,
what were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
Well, this is our. This comes out December 27th, so Christmas is over. Hope everyone had a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Our
everybody.
last episode of the year. I was looking at, as I like to do, your year.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a little analysis, a little breakdown of your year. I don't have it in front of me. So,
how's your year been?
Yeah, how's your year been? So, you had quite a 2023. And I just picked one for each month. January, Hello World premieres.
Yeah. Oh, this is my year?
That was a Nate special.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon.
Which one of you are Nate? Just so I can wrap my head around what I'm seeing here.
Hello World premieres in January.
Mm-hmm.
February, you debut at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am,
all right,
which was a really big deal.
Yep.
March, you do a tour of Europe for the first time.
Yep.
April, set a Bridgestone Arena attendance record.
All right. Well, that was a great time.
Yeah.
May, you sell out Red Rocks.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a huge thing.
Yeah.
June, you're the pace car rider at the Nashville Speedway.
Yeah.
All right. It's dropping off a bit.
Yeah.
Well, the summer, you took a little time off.
Yeah.
July, you make your debut at the Lake Tahoe Championship.
Playing golf on TV.
Super fun.
It's crazy.
Yep. August, you tour Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah. Crazy.
September, you set a Salt Lake City attendance record for comedy.
Yeah.
October, Saturday Night Live host.
Okay. I didn't see that one coming.
November, college game day picker.
Didn't see that one coming either.
And the December, my favorite, the Manning Cast guest.
And what a year.
Yeah. That's quite a year.
Yeah.
And I left off so much stuff. You presented the CMAs.
Yeah.
You had quite a year.
Yeah, the NHL awards, all that
Oh, I
stuff.
forgot about that.
Yeah. It's been it's definitely been a big year. Thanks to everybody. Because everybody comes out. And that's,
Did you do our years?
Well,
your year is like they go. They just say, Nate, and Nate did all these things.
Yeah. Each month, Nateland podcast.
Yeah.
Well, mine is that open for Nate at the Bridgestone Arena.
Yeah.
Went to see Saturday Night Live.
We all were on the show.
Yeah.
For the world. Yeah. The highest attended show. This table is the highest attended show with my dad.
As I often say, I went first, so technically I set the record.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's pretty fun, though. The Nateland podcast is the highest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're over Morgan Wallen. We're over Taylor Swift just because they can't. They made his own. Taylor Swift can't do it. She did 12.
I wish she'd try.
She did 12 stadiums. You think she can do that? Yeah, it's very cool. It's crazy.
So I wore my my Nashville Cats hat here
Nashville Cats with a K.
because I was looking at 2024. The Cats are coming back.
Are they?
Yeah,
Do you know that?
exciting.
No.
Yeah, coming back. I think in the spring.
Arena football?
Yeah,
Where are they going to be playing?
I think it's Municipal Auditorium, which is.
Are we getting
that
a
was
new
old when I was-
stadium, new NFL stadium?
Yeah,
Maybe they could take the old one.
I don't know if the logistics.
It's arena football.
is like it's inside.
Oh, okay.
In an arena.
Yeah.
I mean, I have high hopes for the Nashville Cats. I don't think they're going to sell 70,000 tickets to every game. Maybe they will.
No,
what
but
I mean?
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
No. So I was looking at 2024, some things we can look forward to.
Yeah.
Another total solar eclipse.
Really?
Mhm.
They've been coming around.
Mhm.
Do they come this often?
Not usually.
Is it going to come through Nashville like the last one
Not
did?
totally in Nashville, but Arkansas, Kentucky, that area, it'll be total eclipse. So
Oh, wow.
it's very rare that it's that often, I think. So there's that. I don't know what causes it to sometimes
End of the world, probably.
Yeah.
happen.
It's like a warning.
Yeah. Probably start coming a lot more frequently. We're like, better start paying attention to some stuff.
Yeah. That would be God's like, well, I did this solar eclipse like
Yeah.
pretty,
Even you were like, they shouldn't be coming around this often. should they? He's like, yeah, I was setting a pattern there.
Yeah.
The sky is darkening a lot.
Yeah.
Olympics are this year again. Seemed like it just happened.
Where are
Like,
they at?
Oh, wow.
I think in Paris.
Okay.
The Summer Olympics?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
So swimming.
Yeah, it was in 2020, the last one, which was just like I felt like that's like the saddest time to be in the Olympics. Like they were in China, right? And I feel like I was watching something and like this Chinese guy was in some event, but no one was allowed to be at the event. So imagine you've worked your whole life to be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics are in your home country, and there you are, no one cheering for you.
Yeah. Weren't they delayed?
That's brutal.
Like a year or something?
Oh, yeah. I
maybe that's why I feel like it just happened.
It would surprise me if they did it in 2020 in China. But
I thought they did.
I think
and it was just no one was there.
I feel like they delayed and still nobody was there.
They go to
it was Tokyo in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Tokyo's China, though, right?
I think it's Japan.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's close enough.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
They hate each other, but Japan and China do hate each other. But either way, the point is,
it
was over.
Nobody was cheering for them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Hopefully, the audiences will be back this time around.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got 2 sports predictions.
Okay.
You're probably the only one's going to care about this, but it's because it's for Nashville. But it's for 2030.
Oh, no, it'll be gone. Everything will be gone by then.
Yeah, they go. Sports will be the least of our worries in 2030.
I mean, go on. Yeah.
By 2030, either this will already happen or it's already on the books to happen.
Okay.
Nashville hosts a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
And Nashville has a Major League Baseball team.
Oh, that would be very exciting if that happened.
Yeah.
They've been talking about that for a while.
I think they're going to announce it this year.
You think it'll be an expansion team?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If you had to name the team, what would you name it?
The Nashville Stars.
Okay.
You would go Stars, huh?
That stinks.
Because that's what they already plan on calling it.
Oh, they do? That.
Yeah.
We should try to get a vote going on that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Dallas Stars. I don't think it's bad. What do you want?
I think it was.
I don't know. I don't
want to be the.
I don't have the name.
Boots.
But. By 2030, Nashville will probably not even be talking about country music anymore.
That's the Stars. It doesn't really have to be about. We also have.
I think it was an old Negro League team in Nashville, and they want to, honor them and bring that back. So,
now I can't. I can't say it's a bad name. But,
I'll let you finish, and then I'll tell that part. So
I don't know. I feel like you could get more creative with it. Like you already Dallas Stars. We already got a Stars out there.
Mm-hmm. That's hockey, but
but we already got a Stars out there. Like I feel like even like the Tennessee Titans, right? Like with the Oilers thing that they're doing, like it's really like they're like, we wish we were the Oilers. I know that it was the Houston Oilers, but it's like I don't know, it just feels like it's really Oilers themed these days. Like they're really like, man, I wish we were still called the Oilers.
We regret switching over to the Titans, I don't know.
Well, that's like all the names are, when you really look at them, it's very weird.
Yeah.
And
you don't even think about them. I don't usually until someone like the Lakers, somebody pointed out they're called the Lakers because they used to be in Minneapolis and the lakes there. And we didn't even think about it until someone pointed that out. I never thought about why the Lakers.
Lakers. Yeah.
And then the Utah Jazz. We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
New Orleans.
The New Jersey Devils. I should have mentioned this in the Mythical Creatures episode 1 or 2, but that's because there's a legend, a mythical creature of a devil there in New Jersey.
Oh, I believe that.
And they named him after him. Well, there's devils everywhere, right, Dusty? But
absolutely.
but anyway.
So. All right. Do you have anything you gotta get off your chest? Or?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel great.
I'm having a good time.
I feel very good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with you guys' comments. Mark Brown. I'm the magician from Aaron's corporate event, and in his defense, we learned afterwards that half the audience did not speak English.
Yeah, I didn't know this at the time, but he DM'd me later that night, and I said, I hope you did better than I did. And he said, well, I learned that half of them did not speak English. He was trying to do magic to them, and they didn't. Thankfully, magic can transcend language.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to say.
In a way that my comedy cannot.
No.
That's the thing about comedy. All we have is our words.
That's all I got.
And if you can't understand what I'm saying, this ain't going to work.
That used to be the motto of this podcast. Words are all that matter. I don't know if you remember that, but that was our catchword.
Okay.
Words are all that matter.
Words are all that matter.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Kai Wakely. Probably Wakely.
Yeah.
Wackley would be tough.
Yeah. If it were Wackley, you'd be like, nah, it's Wakely.
Kai Wackley. You go, let's just change it to Wakely. I know the anti-college jokes are just in good fun.
They're not.
But Nate and Dusty have very inquisitive minds. I think they would actually enjoy college coursework very much. Studying subjects. Studying subjects that you are interested in that are taught by talented and engaging teachers is a pretty amazing and fulfilling experience. The pursuit of knowledge is never a wasted endeavor, and we should all strive to be lifelong learners. All right, there you go.
That's very sweet.
I think you can pursue knowledge without having to go to college. But
yeah, but you too. In general,
I'd love to have gone to college like 40 years ago. I think I feel like college had its real time where you really were in there trying to like be expanding your mind. And it was this really, I just don't think that's what's happening now.
Mm-hmm. Probably not 40 years. I mean, even I would say.
You think the 80s was when it was happening?
No, I bet the 90s. The 90s, yeah, 90s were probably good.
Yeah, that's when I was there.
Yeah. Look at
yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean,
you could be this.
Really pumping out the sky. Yeah. What was there was that movie with Sean.
Wasn't a lot of pressure. Look at it.
What was the movie with Sean Connery where he was like helping that guy write
The Rock?
Finding Forrester.
Finding Forrester, and I don't know what era of schooling that would have been, but see, when I watched that, I think, I'd love to be in this kind of college.
Yeah, but those like geniuses, right? You're like, oh, if I was.
Yeah, but he's a genius.
Yeah, I mean.
The people he would be
don't
around.
cut me short. You know
I know, but you're like, oh, I'd love it. Go to school here.
Anybody
I don't know.
Put yourself around the right people, you could be the genius.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that it was that era of college that seemed fun.
I think he was in like prep school or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, this movie also came out in 2000, which is
right, but I don't think it was set in 2000 though.
99 probably.
I don't know, but I saw part of this movie recently.
It looks old.
But that's the year.
Oh, you're right. This is post World War II.
Yeah.
So that's even. What about Good Will Hunting? Like you want to learn like that?
Good Will Hunting seemed okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the movie was great.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to say what was really going on in the college.
Yeah.
I mean, the janitor was solving all the problems.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the teachers were that involved.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the teacher couldn't figure it out, but the janitor could. It's like, well, I think we've lost something.
I think the teacher was the one to put the equation up there, right?
Yeah, but he didn't know. He's like, I've been trying to figure this out for years. He was so mad. He was so mad at
how quickly he did it.
Yeah.
Then he set it on fire with his lighter, which I could see you doing.
Yeah.
That's the part where I don't understand where that equation, like, what does that equation do?
I know. I like the part where he left college to go chase down a girl. That was my favorite part of the movie.
No, you haven't seen the movie in a while, have you?
Is that what he does?
There's a couple details. No, he leaves a job. He gets a job. He never goes to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he stops the studying with that guy. That was part of his probation.
Yeah.
To meet with him. Mm. I mean, I've often said you and Nate are Good Will Hunting. This guy was basically working at the rock plant. Mm-hmm. Dusty was in a
construction sites.
Yeah, and you were living in a trailer, and now look at you guys.
Yeah,
Netflix darlings.
Well, we'll see.
Morgan Koistra.
These names are wild. Today.
Koistra, Kooi Stra.
Wackley.
Morgan Koistra. Koistra. Morgan Koostra. After listening to the 2 mythical creature episodes, I wasn't finished with my dishes yet, so still needed some entertainment, and went back and started Dusty's first episode as a guest. I don't know how many dishes you have that you
after 4 hours
was like, all right, got a little bit left. Morgan does dishes once a year at the end of the year.
Buy a dishwasher.
Yeah. We started Dusty's first episode as a guest. The topic was dinosaurs, and the conversation was almost identical. They may be talking about the same things 2 years later, but we're still having a good time.
At least we're consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Cosby. Life is about the simple joys. One of my favorite things is Nate reading people's names on emails and comments. Someone needs to put together a super cut of these. Dude rarely reads a name once without riffing on it or pronouncing it 3 or 4 different ways. It's a beautiful thing. Keep it up, fellas. Well, Cosby, there ain't much to riff on that. Dad to go with Dustin to be like, no. Cosby. Dustin Cosby.
Yeah, if one of the Cosby kids was named Dustin.
Not all Cosbys.
Yeah.
Not all Cosby, Jose Vasquez.
It sounds like a liquor.
Yeah. Jose Vasquez.
Is it? It is, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Jose.
Jose's
I feel like
Vasquez is Vasquez is a cool last name.
Yeah.
Vasquez. Jose Vasquez. I'm super proud of Puerto Ricans finally making it to the podcast. Only to find out that it was about mythical creatures. By the way, I lived in Puerto Rico when the whole chupacabra thing started. The way that I heard it was hold on. The way that I heard it was that it was
that's a tough sentence.
Yeah.
Right?
The way that I heard it was that it was an experiment on monkeys gone bad. Apparently, there was a lab in Puerto Rico that was testing different drugs on monkeys. I could see that.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that.
I saw some video the other day that said that they were, I don't think it was Puerto Rico. I think it was China. They were trying to make a monkey-pig hybrid. And they were trying to blend these two together to start growing parts for humans. Like, if they could get those things to work out, then they could start, growing limbs and things for us and organs for us.
A monkey and a pig?
Yeah. So.
In a bar?
No, I mean, like.
It seems like a joke.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true, but I saw it on a video. This wasn't it. The video they showed was like, whoa, dude. There was a guy holding this thing.
Yeah.
And it was wild looking.
And it looked like a monkey and a pig.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the, see, I think they're saying they're going for the limbs and you're like, what are y'all doing here?
Yeah.
Like if you were the head of science, is there no head of science that just walks around going, what? What are y'all doing? We're doing the monkey and the pig thing. What?
Was this it?
That wasn't the video, but look at that thing.
That is tough to look at.
Like, imagine they could grow a heart, right? And you needed a heart transplant. And they're like, well, we got this monkey pig heart here, about the size of the human heart. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, then you start.
Would you take it?
I think that's how it started.
I mean, if you had a choice, if it was like, you're going to die or that, might as well try to do it. But I mean.
Would you do it, though, if you're like, I'm about to die and all they got's this monkey pig heart?
Yeah, I'm saying if you're about to die.
Yeah, why not? Just try it.
Try it.
Wasn't the first heart transplant a monkey? I mean, an elephant. What am I saying? I'm so tired. An elephant's, a pig's heart. I went from a monkey to an elephant to a pig.
To a pig.
Yeah. Wasn't it?
I don't know. I've not.
I wonder if you have if you get a monkey pig heart, if you have a little tendencies to,
You start acting like them a little bit.
Like, what if you smell better?
Somebody can smell worse, right?
Like you could,
you mean actually? I thought you meant your scent.
Like once you have some animal, like you start going to the bathroom outside, like you just like it. You don't know why.
You like mud?
Yeah.
Some people think that pigs are even like a little bit of a human wild boar mix. So there's people out there that think that. I'm not saying I do.
Yeah,
I would love to meet all your people. We're going to find one day we find your news channel you watch and we all go, oh
yeah. Well, they were showing like the hoof of a pig in like a human hand, and like they look like really close. And then in the movie or the book Animal Farm, it is all the pigs that start to become the most human-like.
Yeah. I didn't think that movie was like that.
The book, they
You read it?
I did read it.
Wow.
It's a short book, and but I did read it.
George Orwell?
Yeah.
Megan Whitehead. My abuela. No, that's my abuela. It's like the grandmother, right?
Abuela.
Abuela.
Yeah.
My abuela, Megan Whitehead. That does not sound like you have an abuela.
No, it does
Jose
not.
Vasquez is like, what? The Whitehead family?
There's white in their name.
Yeah. My abuela grew up on a farm in Puerto Rico and swore she saw a chupacabra suck the blood from her goat long before 1995.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe she saw something.
Yeah. JH. My grandfather could have used that mouse ear. He lost his ear to skin cancer, and so he had a rubber ear that he glued to his head. In the bar, he would take it off, hold it out, and say, "What'd you say?" Fun guy right there.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I had a substitute teacher in elementary school. Stop me if I've said this before, but he was missing an arm and a leg on one side of his body. And he would play all kinds of pranks on the kid. If you weren't paying attention, you turn around, his leg would be on your desk and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He used to have a shirt just with the sleeve dangling, right? And if a kid was acting up, he'd go, come look in this shirt real quick.
Yeah.
You come look in the sleeve. And everyone would be like, no, I don't want to. And then he'd take his other hand and stick it through, right? And then they open up the sleeve and he'd just stick it out.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
He'd play all kinds of pranks.
That's fun.
Shenanigans galore.
Yeah. That's fun. You laid there. Were you laying on the floor because you're back?
You're like, come look in this brace.
Yeah. They go, all right, everybody. Aaron's going to be laying flat on the floor during the last half of this year. Cat Cook. I took evolution of human mating. Hold on. I took quotation evolution of human mating. Does that need quotations?
Quotation marks, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took evolution of human mating in college, and we learned a lot about other animals' mating habits. There is a type of male squid that evolved to look like the females because that's how it sneaks past other males to fertilize the eggs. There's also a type of spider where the male does a mating dance for the female. If he does it wrong, she kills him and eats him.
Wow.
It's typical regular life.
Don't a lot of female spiders eat the males anyway? I think once they
Black Widow?
Yeah, once they mate.
Yeah, they got a problem there, man.
Yeah.
The spiders need to.
Well, just the women have a problem.
I know. They should get the women under control.
I agree.
In the spider.
It sounds like they can't.
No.
I know.
The women are really running it, and it's like you mate and then they eat you. And maybe it's like the nutrients they need for the eggs. Like you eat that male and that's the nutrients you need.
Yeah, and you think the male spider, none of them even just go, I don't think this, I'm going on a date. He goes, I don't know, man.
She could be the one.
She might be the one, all right. But I don't, my dad went on a date. I've never seen him.
Tom never came back.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you're a squid dressing up as a female to get past the other males, you might have some other issues. If you're too convincing, those males might take interest in you.
Yeah.
You're tired.
That's a good point.
He's going to pat him. No, give him. Yeah, he's like, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. He's tired.
Yeah.
We're
still getting going.
But now we're getting going. You got to get revved up. I think you peaked way earlier.
Now I'm fading.
You gave all you got, and we appreciate that.
It's like a Manning cast.
Yeah. Paul D. I can picture some old guy in Dusty's trailer park claiming he invented Velcro, and NASA stole it, and Dusty believing every word of it.
Yeah, like people don't steal inventions from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like there is probably a higher chance in a trailer park that somebody would maybe claim they invented something.
Well, yeah, and that's why he's living in a trailer park now, because his invention that he was like, oh, this is how I'm going to make it. He presented it to someone and they go, oh, this is crap. And then they steal it from him. And now he's just depressed because he's seeing his idea make millions and they're going, and then NASA's like, oh, we're using it in space. And he's like, I invented that. And now he's depressed and he's an alcoholic. He's drinking Jose Vasquez every day. And
him and Megan Whitehead haven't been seeing eye to eye.
He's been killing the goats. And he's like,
I talked to this guy in Tampa this weekend that he's one of those guys. Like I said hi to him, and then like 45 minutes later, this guy's told me everything about his life. And I think I believe like 80% of what he told me, but he told me like he got Rocky made. He met Sylvester Stallone back in the day, and he knew Bill and Hillary Clinton before they were famous. And he told me all these stories, just some random guy in Tampa. And I don't know. I want to believe him.
Well, Rocky, there is supposedly there was a guy that sued Rocky or Sylvester Stallone. But I mean, so unless it's that guy, like.
This says a guy, he just knew Sylvester Stallone, and he was like, how do I get a movie made? Then he connected him with Liza Minnelli or something. There's a lot going on. A lot of moving pieces to this story.
Like, I don't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. The more you see stuff, it's like, you see, there's a lot to getting something made.
Uh-huh.
And so, everybody, it's like Seinfeld, like these ideas or whose ideas or whatever, it was my idea, the muffin top. But
Kramer with the beach, that's kind of like what you're saying. You get depressed when somebody else steals it.
Yeah.
But it's everybody, there's only so many ideas that people can think of. And then like a guy like that, you're like, I don't think someone that you couldn't be, if you're Sylvester Stallone, you can't go do what you did and then just be the biggest fraud I'm actually watching Rambo right now. Going back through Rambo.
Rambo First Blood is really great.
Yeah, I did that one. I'm about to start 2.
First Blood is unbelievable.
Yeah. And then
they get worse, but
oh, they do?
I don't know. To me, yes. Rambo, the first Rambo is so good. It really touches on some stuff going on.
It spirals out of control quick. In that,
yeah.
The first Rambo, you're like, I don't. Just a one normal person could have walked in and said, "Hey, what are we doing?"
yeah. Brian Dennehy though, he's losing his mind.
Yeah. It's just let him, And then he drives him through the town, and he's like, "Can I get something to eat?" And he drives him through town, and he goes, "There's another town about 30 miles." He's got to walk 30 miles to that other town. That's going to take him 3 days.
Dude's hungry right now.
He's hungry now, and you're just, all right, here you go. There's a bridge. 30 miles that way is food. Yeah. But I mean, that's like everything in life. Just, it's, someone this, that, and I'm just saying stuff does get stolen. I'm just saying it doesn't, but it's,
Was that the 20% that you didn't believe? What was the other 80%?
I believe just the general essence of the guy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? The details were, who knows what the details were true, but this guy had just been waiting to talk to somebody. And I listened to him for 45 minutes.
Where was it at?
Outside the club.
Did he come to the show?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just hanging around outside?
I don't want to go into, he's a guy who hangs out around outside places.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Just like someone that's just always at the club, or someone that's always like around.
Just kind of outside the building.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
I feel like I've talked to like six different comics who've said they gave Dan Whitney the idea for Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, really?
Or not gave him the idea, but like, Dan, you should do that as a character. Like I've talked to numerous comics who say they're the ones that kind of encouraged him.
Yeah, and it's like I always with that you probably like probably some people did say it, but he did the it's like it just got to happen, and that's how you know when something's going to work. When a lot of people are like, dude, that thing's really funny, and I mean, with like Giannis, he's going the whole thing with the Maurice and that's it with SNL. But people might not know. Maurice he made this character, but I remember when he made that and it became popular and all this, and you're like, dude, that's so funny. But it's like I would never be like I've said like I was there. I remember being there. Like diner, that's fun. Yeah, we were in a diner. Like it's cool to have been there and be like, man, that was at the beginning of that and see that go. But it's like I have no ownership in that. But I don't know if people are saying if they're saying that about Dan Whitney. They feel like you saying.
Not that he stole. They're not saying he stole it from them. They're just saying, he started off doing it. I think he'd call in on radio and do the character.
Right.
He did a little bit in his act, and then I've had more than one comic. I don't know if it's 6, but a few. They've said they're the ones that like said, Dan, that you should just become that character. That's what you should do.
God, that's crazy. I did tell Dice to do Dice, but
you're like, you should do nursery rhymes. You ever thought about that? Like you got this whole thing going, but what about nursery rhymes?
Dice is very funny, man.
Your SNL re-aired this weekend, by the way.
Oh yeah. All right.
So
they
replayed his Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dice is very funny. He does on Instagram, like he's very, very funny. Because he does these things where he goes up, acts like someone wants to take a picture with him, and it's just, he's like, "What, you here for the photos?" And the person's like, "I don't even know what's going on." And it's a whole long. It's one of those. If you don't get it, you're gonna be like, "This guy's what's this guy's problem?" But when you get it, he's like, "All right, come on." And he goes, "We're doing." He goes, "I'm here for the photos," and they just walks into like a Chipotle, and they're like, "What?" Patrick McCormick, 200 years ago, in a world where selling was far more important to the country's commerce than the NOAA.
The NOAA.
The NOAA was very necessary.
Or NOAA.
NOAA. The NOAA was very necessary. It's like back in the day, the Postmaster General was a presidential cabinet position. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a made-up thing. I think it's crazy to have on your website 200 years,
I agree.
Yeah. And why would they say atmospheric?
It
would have been just like national ocean.
But they do NOAA weather radios, like to alert you when a tornado is coming.
NOAA does that?
Mm-hmm.
They don't do a very good
I've never
job.
heard NOAA talk to me about a tornado.
Yeah, I use Nashville Severe Weather X on Twitter.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, so like NOAA's like, yeah, we're still around though. We're still doing it.
200 years.
Yeah.
Science,
But
service.
But if it was the middle of the night, 3
What's
a.m.,
stewardship?
it would wake you up.
To be caretakers of stuff.
The weather radio, it would alert you.
Oh, that's NOAA.
Yeah. That's the difference between you being on Twitter.
Yeah, but NOAA's, you basically would listen to it to go to that Nashville.
Well, it would
weather.
just give you the heads up.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that account blew up.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I remember like following it a long time ago, and I don't feel like it had a lot of followers. I think I was the one that told it to do what it should do. But it's fun to see. Like then it's like, oh, that guy's whoever runs that's a legit.
It's a crew of them. I was watching them just when we had the tornadoes recently. I was watching them from afar. I was out of town, but I wanted to see what was going on.
They're on video now.
Yeah, they do live streams on YouTube,
really?
and they watch them together and they talk about everything.
Mm-hmm. It's like 3 or 4 guys.
I support them on Patreon. I love those guys.
Oh, look at that!
Hey, how about it?
There you go.
Really one upping us here.
Yeah, it's kind of
Weber money.
Yeah.
Jared L. I thought I was going to say Eli, but it looks like it's L. ELL.
You got Eli on the brain.
Yeah. Jared Eli. Jared L.
I like that last name, L.
Yeah, that's probably a lot, though. I mean, you probably L.
What's the L stand for?
Yeah.
L-L-E-L-L.
Every day he's got to do that.
Yeah. He goes, what? Yeah. They go, how do you spell it? How would you spell the letter L?
I would just do one L.
Yeah, E-L.
What if Johnny W's last name is actually spelled double and then U?
Yeah. You just shorten it down to the letter, I guess.
A1 South. This is what A1 Southwest produces.
This is what business class.
Yeah. Dusty very clearly said, "I think pedadactyls."
Pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls.
There's another silent P in there.
Yeah, pterodactyls.
You didn't know pterodactyls spelled that way?
I doubt it. Pterodactyls are dragons. I think pterodactyls are dragons. Why would you put a P in there?
I don't know.
Pterodactyls.
I don't know.
I think pterodactyls are dragons. And everyone breezed right by that comment like nothing happened. Are pterodactyls fake or are dragons real?
Who knows?
Well, the point is, Jared, that Mr. L, that, everybody at the table, I assume, would believe in pterodactyls, but everyone would say that it's ridiculous to believe in dragons. So I'm just saying, if everybody believes that dinosaurs are real and that pterodactyls were flying, scaly, reptile-like creatures, then is it really that much of a stretch to be like dragons were real? That's my point.
I would agree with that.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard you picture all this stuff in your own head. Like you just
Dusty or just anyone?
No, with media and like you just picture a dragon. Like it's just
it's the fire. It's the fire breathing part that gets some people.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't there something that can shoot fire?
Dusty's talked about
the bombarder beetle shoots a little spark. I mean, eels shoot out electricity.
That's true.
It's like
lightning bugs.
Yeah, lightning bugs. Yeah, they got a little fire in them.
A little firefly.
Yeah, there you go.
We produce electricity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Static.
Mm-hmm.
That's when your shirt feels weird. I think that's what it feels. An eel. That's probably why they're in the water, because it would just be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Every time they touch something,
never get any clothes on.
Yeah,
it's sticking to you. Your hair's
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, eels probably made it. Maybe that's how you spell Jared Eel. Maybe that's it. Eel.
What if it was eel? He's like, well, we just pronounced the E. We really sound it out.
Yeah, it looks like Jared forgot to keep putting the rest of his name in. Jared ELL.
Yeah, it's like Jared Elliott or something.
Ellis or something.
Yeah. Reverend Keith Burney.
Oh.
I'm about Nate and Dusty's age.
Ugh.
So I'm nostalgic about the toys from the 1980s. In October, I learned that Transformers are considered one of the forgotten 5 toys because they've been a finalist for entry into the Toy Hall of Fame, but have never been inducted. I find a travesty given that kids still play Transformers all these years later. Since he wasn't on the Toys episode, what were some of the ones Nate played with as a kid? Transformers, He-Man,
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, a lot of G.I. Joe is my main.
See, I never really did Transformers, but G.I. Joe and He-Man, that was
yeah.
G.I. Joe
Transformers was a little more expensive. Like when you bought them, like it was, because it was usually a very big thing. I think I did get Optimus Prime once, and then I remember a lot of G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joes were where it was at.
G.I. Joes, I agree. I mean, everything can move. I remember just thinking. For a long time, I was like because then toys like stop. Even you see the toy we got today, like it's like stuff. They started making toys where not everything moves.
Yeah,
and with G.I. Joes, everything could move.
Yeah, they had shoulders and elbows, and I think even they had a spinny wrist a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if they did that. I think some did
too much. So
that was too much.
Later,
like if you did that,
I think you were forcing it.
Yeah.
Well, you're younger than Nate, so.
But they did have the little like little midsection part where the legs would move and they had knees.
I mean, yeah. G.I. Joes were the best.
Head.
The best.
Yeah.
And stuff stopped moving.
But I don't think these were ever meant to be.
No, I'm not. These are not toys. I'm just saying, as an example, toys felt like they went to the not really moving much, where G.I. Joe's moved so much.
Yours moves.
Well, he turns his head.
I mean,
mine doesn't.
All right, the general idea, you get what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm just pointing out Dusty's is the only one that apparently moves.
And
Nate's is moving
mine
great.
moves too.
Oh, mine doesn't.
Mine's the only one that continuously falls. Also,
does yours moves?
Mine moves.
No, mine doesn't.
Well, they just made yours realistic. You
got a stiff neck.
You got a crick in your neck.
Yours moves.
Broke mine.
Oh,
there. Dude. Yours moves the most.
Yeah.
Who sent that in? I'm going to ask him to send another one.
He just severed Brian at the waist.
Dang.
There he is.
Look, you move.
Dang. Better get some glue.
All right. Yeah, it's over.
All right.
Wow.
Well, thank you. White Lass. He's on 2 parts down here on the floor. You want to tell us about Rocket Money?
Oh, I've been waiting the whole episode to talk about Rocket Money. Rocket Money, if I asked you how many subscriptions you had, would you be able to list all of them and how much you're paying? There's not a chance in the world. If you'd asked me this question before I started using Rocket Money, I would have said, yeah. But let me tell you, I would have been wrong. I would have been lying. I can't believe how many I had and all the money I was wasting. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that you plug in all your information. It'll go through and find all your unwanted subscriptions. It'll monitor your spending, and it helps you lower bills. With just a few app taps, you can see everything. They'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you got to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Nate. That's rocketmoney.com/Nate. One more time, rocketmoney.com/Nate.
All right. All right. Today's episode.
This is episode number 180. So I thought we'd talk about some 180s, some turnarounds.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
This was actually suggested by Folk, and I cannot find his name right offhand. So whoever that was, email me, and I'll mention you in a future episode.
Okay.
Was it his idea to do it for the 180? That's pretty clever for episode 180.
Yeah, he suggested that, and for episode 182 to do one on Blink 182.
Okay.
So
that's pretty fun. I'm nervous about 187.
Murder.
Oh, 187.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's the
Murder was the case
police
that you
code.
gave me.
Yeah.
Police code for homicide. Anyway.
Oh, y'all knew that?
Sorry. Yeah.
We listened to rap in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Or late 80s.
We're out here in the real world, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I
Apparently.
mean?
I don't know what. Even do you know what it meant? Okay, thank you. Because he did.
Yeah,
he was like flashing gang signs over
there.
there.
You live that life, dude. You know what I'm talking about.
All right, so we're talking about 180s. So it could be businesses, it could be people, actors, sports teams.
This episode? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could go either direction.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I don't think I even understand what we're doing.
Well,
turnarounds, things that have
just started in those.
all right.
I got one.
Well, go
You wanna
ahead.
start it?
No, if you got one.
Yeah, you got one.
I would say Subway did a real 180 in a negative way. Remember, Subway was real hot, and you had Jared Fogle.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was like
Wow.
the Subway challenge was like big time. And you were like, oh man, Jared's the guy. And he's like, he lost all that weight by doing Subway. And then all of a sudden, Jared gets in some real bad trouble.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, they're putting stuff from fire suits or yoga mats in the bread.
Uh-huh.
And then you're like, oh, the meat's all slimy. And then you're like, ooh.
Yeah, things turn around
Subway
quick.
took a turn.
But I feel like it's going back to.
Maybe they're doing another one. Maybe they're doing a 360 in the end. And we should have saved this.
For that episode.
For episode 360.
Yeah.
But maybe by the time we get there, they will have fully turned around. I used to love Subway.
I eat Subway a lot. But yeah, I think the Subway's doing better. But then you got some competition. Jimmy John's great. Firehouse Subs is great.
But they dominate that market.
Yeah,
so
they're
it's not
everywhere.
even close.
Yeah, they're
because you can put one up in a closet.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember Quiznos popped up for a bit and they were like, where's the meat or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And they're trying to compete with Subway.
Quiznos was good.
Quiznos is kind
They're
of
dead
gone
now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 180.
A little too much meat
Yeah,
in the
that's
sandwiches.
a bit of a 180 right there.
It's just
Yeah.
all negative ones. Satan, he was in heaven. And then he fell from grace.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big 180.
Yeah, he messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably got more popularity from probably more people know him now.
He's pretty popular these days, I will say that.
Yeah.
Well, for businesses, some that did a complete turnaround, Apple was almost dead in the 80s. Microsoft was killing them. And then Steve Jobs came back in the 90s and did of course, the iPhone, the iPad. Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
The iPhone.
The iPhone, the iPad, the iPhone. Emphasis on the I.
iPhone.
The iPhone.
iPhone. iPad.
You emphasize what you want to emphasize, and I'll emphasize what I want to emphasize.
Pods.
Hey, that's fine, dude. That's fine.
Well, Bill Gates lost focus. He got into too many other things. He stopped focusing on Microsoft.
Yeah.
He went,
owning land.
You look like I punctured your balloon. I'm sorry, dude. It caught me off guard. I've never heard anybody say it like
Excuse
that.
me, do you have an iPhone?
Do you have an iPhone?
iPhone?
Bill Gates is curing malaria now, though, right?
Yeah, but he lost focus on Microsoft. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Is he curing malaria?
Yeah. Isn't that what he put a lot of his money toward?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, haven't they made great strides?
He got like some like award for like the most donations to charity, and then it's like he donated his money to his own charity.
Yeah,
the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah, it was like most charitable. You're like, yeah, but you donated it to yourself. Though.
Yeah, it's still in your.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
FedEx was out of money, and Fred Smith went to Vegas and gambled what little money he had left and attempt to double it, and he got just enough to keep the company afloat. He went from $5,000 to $27,000.
That's a good lesson for everybody to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
If your business is struggling,
yeah,
liquidate your assets, go to Vegas, go to the roulette table. That with company money, he did that.
Yeah,
that's pretty. I mean, that's talk about desperate.
If you only had $5,000, I mean,
it's like why not?
Everybody might be like, yeah, just go.
Yeah, might as well. Like we're already done.
Mm-hmm.
$5,000. Mm-hmm. When was that?
It was in the 70s.
Okay.
I remember when I got $1,000 in my bank account, I was like, I'm doing well.
Yeah, when you get a comma in there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's big time. Dude.
Yeah.
Did FedEx too? Like wasn't it that movie? The movie also helped it too.
Castaway.
Yeah.
No, I think they were a huge company by then.
Yeah,
but also,
but I feel like it made them. It's because UPS is still gigantic. I remember.
When I was a kid, I feel like UPS was the big dog.
I think UPS is still the big dog.
Oh, it is?
UPS feels like a classic
From
place
what I
to
remember
work.
at FedEx, when I worked at FedEx, I thought I remember like it's like FedEx was competing with like DHL. UPS was so big and they've been around for so long that it's like it's not even a competition.
Like when the UPS truck comes to the neighborhood, they got a uniform on, they look good, there's some dignity with them. When FedEx drivers come through, the music's all loud, they got no uniform.
Sometimes they'll just be in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Amazon. Amazon's getting a little loose.
Oh, I guess it's Amazon. Yeah. Sometimes it would just show up in somebody's personal vehicle.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. Is UPS?
They're pretty close. Globally, they're pretty close. So FedEx has a global market size of 343 billion euros. And UPS has a market size of 375 billion euros. So they're pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't the Postal Service still, the Postal Service is still like.
That's still most mail, I think, still goes through them. They still do really well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, but I think UPS, I thought UPS too. I thought I remember saying that, but I
market share. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little cheaper.
You know how to look that up, market share?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as of March of 2021, USPS held the largest share of courier service market based on revenue. FedEx is next, UPS after that, and then DHL after that.
So FedEx has passed UPS.
That's as of March 2021. I mean, who knows what's happened in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I've always said
they could have had a 180.
Said something else.
Yeah. What?
They could have said something else. Maybe meant the Postal Service instead of actual UPS. But I remember just being like, "Is UPS are the competitor?" And he was like, "No." I remember them saying that.
Well, like you said, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
they really took off after you
They
left.
were just UPS was just huge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like UPS, like when people in my hometown, 20 years ago, getting a job with UPS that's a big deal. It's a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still a good job now.
Yeah.
They had really good benefits.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I just remember a couple of guys I knew that were like, yeah, I'm trying to get on with UPS.
I'll know. One of my good friends started working for UPS out of high school, loading trucks. And dude, he got in such good shape.
Yeah.
He was like, it's an intense workout every night. He got like jacked real quick. And then he quit that job and
kept eating the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
Reddit was founded in 2005 and they had 0 visitors. So the founder started creating several fake accounts and holding fake discussions, which I still do. And until visitors eventually started trickling in. And now they have 55 million daily users. And it's the 7th most visited website in the world.
Yeah, Reddit's like past my thing of that. I don't think to go to Reddit a lot.
It's my default, probably. It's like my main thing that I look at.
Yeah. But what do you? So anything you want to look up? What do you look? A review of a movie or?
Yeah, like I saw the Godzilla movie last night, and I immediately.
Is it new?
Yeah, it just came out.
Oh,
unbelievable!
It's good.
I didn't know there was one.
Unbelievable. It's Japanese. It's with subtitles.
Oh wow!
They made it for $15 million, like the lowest, and it's unbelievable, dude. I don't know how they made it for that cheap.
It's in theaters?
Yeah. I asked Steve Byrne. I was like, should I go see Napoleon or should I go see? He's like, the Godzilla movie's unbelievable, dude. And anyway, it's so good.
Isn't that risky? Asking Steve, should I go see this Godzilla movie?
Why?
Isn't he Asian?
I mean, yeah, but he's a movie buff. That's what I was
okay.
saying.
All right.
Come on.
But Godzilla killed their villages, Aaron.
But
Steve, you would know about Godzilla.
Immediately after the movie, there's a movie subreddit where they have discussions about all the movies that had just come out. So I find the Godzilla one. I just want to, hear what people had to say about it and their reviews.
Did you like Godzilla versus King Kong?
I haven't seen any other Godzilla movie.
Oh, I like that one pretty well.
This was like everyone's saying this is the best Godzilla movie ever made. That's like the consensus.
What about Napoleon? It was not good, or
he said it's just long. Yeah. It's a little slower, and nobody's talking about that Godzilla movie, but it's that good. You should go see it.
Yeah, I didn't know Steve was that big of a movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's made movies, so like he likes to watch them.
Yeah.
It's funny because there's a Nateland subreddit, and just the type of people. Every social media platform has different types of people. Mm-hmm. The Facebook fan page.
I ventured into there one time. That's a real mistake.
Which one?
The Nateland subreddit.
Oh, on
subreddit?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just have a different vibe, just a different type of person in that one than in the Facebook group. YouTube's kind of a hodgepodge, I feel like, of all of them. But
interesting. Yeah. The reaction will be tonally very different depending on the platform, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you how something will do on Reddit versus Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Reddit a lot more negative?
Oh,
yeah.
It's to a point where like I have to not look at it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, why? But that's the thing. You can't. How do you trust any like review of anything? Because you're just like, I don't know where this person's head's at. Like they're
for sure.
Because I would like to look up some reviews of some stuff, and that's like when you see reviews of movies, and they're always, the audience is like they love it. I look at Amazon reviews for movies, and I mean they're all like whatever movie you have, they'll be like, yeah, there's 5 stars, and then if you look at it somewhere else, and they'll be like, that they already hated that movie.
Yeah, I think
the movie's called Godzilla -1.
Yeah, it's about a kamikaze pilot in World War II. And he pretends that his plane isn't working because he chickens out, essentially, from being a kamikaze pilot. So he's dealing with like the shame of that after the war. He's like an outcast because he was, he didn't bring honor to everyone by being a kamikaze pilot. And then Godzilla attacks. So he has to like, it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I would check it out.
We saw Wonka last night.
How was that?
It was good.
It was all right.
Yeah, Zook Harper. Yeah, I don't think I know if movie's good or bad. Like, Wonka was great.
Yeah,
but it's like I could see someone just being like, "Oh, Wonka's not even up there as a review."
I think it just came out, right?
Yeah. How long has this movie been out?
A couple weeks.
Oh.
I don't know.
Is it like you should go see it in a big screen too?
I think so. It's visually, it's super impressive. I mean, Godzilla just tearing these cities apart. It's pretty amazing.
Is Rotten Tomatoes? Could you trust that as a?
I don't trust it.
Really?
But if it's like 98%, like this Godzilla movie is 98% audience and
critics.
Yeah, I think audience score is the only one you trust.
You don't trust the critics one at all?
No.
I don't think so.
I trust the critics, not the audience.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm a little more leaning towards that as well.
The critics?
Yeah.
You see, there's reasons There's stuff that you've seen though, where the critics are at 0 and the audience is at 9. Like once you see that, you're like, well, then why could I ever trust a critic?
I don't always agree with them, but if a critic review is like 99%, you're like, well, that's probably a good movie.
I agree. Yes,
but why would you just automatically trust the audience?
But what? Because I don't think there's a motive with the audience. The audience is just trying to do, and there can be because I know people can go and vote stuff down. But I mean, when you're seeing some stuff where it's like critics are at 10% and it happens a lot, and the audience is like 95%. Once you see that though, you're like, well, now I don't know how you go, well, I just won't trust them on this one. Like, how do I know you're being unbiased? Yeah. I don't know what the reasoning for, I mean, there's two, like,
see, I feel like the critic's real high and the audience is real low. That's where I'm like, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
There's going to be some
I guess you could take both into account, where it is, like if it's 98, but, it's, it's.
Well, you like action movies like all the Rambo, so you should go audience. Aaron and I use our brain, so we're probably going to, yeah.
Well, I wonder if I didn't look up this before I saw this movie. I just had a guy I know who said it was good. But I wonder how much this would paint how you watch the movie, right? If you go into a film and you know it has a 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, would you be sitting there like, when is this going to get bad? You expect it to be bad. You probably walk away thinking it was bad, right?
Yeah.
Would you see this was a 180 from some of the other Godzillas you had seen?
That was good. You brought it back.
But that's a good point. Or vice versa. If you're like, I don't even get this movie, but the critics say 98%, so I guess I'm supposed to like it. It must be good.
Right.
All right. Here's one, maybe for the common folk. PBR.
Okay.
PBR had gone down for a few decades because...
What is it, the...
Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Professional bull riders?
Oh, I thought it was professional bull riders.
No. You're talking about the beer?
Talking about, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, the hipster world grabbed PBR and it became like there was a bar when I was living in Charleston. There was a bar in Charleston. I forget exactly what it was called, but it was the #1 seller of PBR cans in the country.
Wow!
It was like this real hipster bar.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah,
something like that.
No, it was like downtown. So I forget the place, but I remember going to a place. It was kind of a nice restaurant, and I asked for like this was probably 2005, and I asked for this is probably 2010. I asked for a Bud Light, and they go, we don't have Bud Light, real snooty like. And then the guy that was with me goes, I have a PBR, and they throw a can up and crack it, and it's like, gee, that's like, let's not act like PBR is so superior to a regular old light beer.
Yeah. Hipster, they do really good at making like cheap things cool. Because it's all they're doing is they're going, I don't want to spend a lot of money. So instead of being like, I'm poor, they go, I'll make it where this is like they can look down on a Bud Light.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty.
But then sometimes they take cheap things and make them artificially expensive too. Like you go like a vintage store where it's like a PBR t-shirt for $90. I'm like, what is this all about?
Yeah. Well, that's what ends up happening because they do that. They also go to neighborhoods and gentrified neighborhood, where they go and they make that something. They move into this thing and then make it where it becomes very expensive. Then the people that live there are like, well, we can't even live here anymore. And you're like, well, they made it, that's like their angle.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. And so instead of just being like, instead of saying like, I'm cheap or something, they just go, I'll just make it where you order a Bud Light and you look dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they go, I have a PBR, and they put, and it's a can that they crack. It wasn't a draft. It was like, I was like, oh, please, guys. I never liked PBR either. I never thought it was a good beer.
Yeah, probably nobody did, right? It's just the hip thing.
It was just cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people just like stuff it's the story. Because I remember in New York, it was like PBRs were, you go to all those things, everybody's getting it. It's all people that you're like, you would actually probably despise the people that drink PBR for real.
Yeah.
But, it was the cheapest, it'd be whatever it was. I forget how cheap.
A couple more businesses. Netflix, when they announced they're going from DVD to streaming, their stock dropped considerably. They lost around 800,000 subscribers. right after the announcement, because they split it up into two different things, two separate subscriptions. And the DVD, I don't remember this, was called Quickster. If you have a Netflix subscription, do you remember this?
No. Did any of you have Netflix when it was the physical DVDs?
I remember getting some. I don't think I ever had it, but I remember
my roommate
watching. I'd go to Redbox. I did Redbox a few times. I did Redbox actually a good bit because it was like just a one-off. You just go and look and grab it.
Yeah, right outside the gas station.
Yeah,
or something.
It was that idea was great. And you wish stuff shouldn't be just at your hands. Me and Graham Case was on the road with me this weekend. He's still here. So Graham K Comedy, go watch Graham. He's been on twice. I think he's been on the podcast
twice. I believe
he's been on twice from Canada. I told him I'd give him but so what?
No,
it's just funny the way
that shout out the way you did it is really funny.
Yeah, I guess he's here. I guess go look at him. I guess.
No, yeah,
Graham K.
No, Graham's wonderful.
Everybody go watch Graham.
Yeah.
He is very funny.
He's doing a one man. He was doing a one man show in New York. His brother's autistic, and it's about that, and it was really great. And so yeah, no, Graham's the best. But we were talking about flipping. We were like going through. Watching TV, like you just flip through the TV and you like let the TV decide what you're watching. And that idea in Redbox was like you go there and when you pick the movie, and then once you pick it, you're like, yeah, this is what I'm watching.
I gotta watch it.
I gotta watch this. I'm going home. I did where you can go to Netflix and you're just flipping around trying to find a movie.
Yeah, and you start a movie and you're like, this sucks, and then you go flip to another one. Like when you rented it from the store. That was like your movie.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have other movies laying around, and you're not going back to the store.
No.
So if it sucks, you just watch it.
Yeah,
because you're like,
it's too. Yeah, this stuff is too available.
Yeah,
like it was. That's something that's like old, but like renting going to Blockbuster was like that was the. I know there's no reason for it, but it's like, dang, that was the fun. You drove there.
Yeah.
It was something to do. You felt like it would take your whole night up.
I love walking around to Blockbuster.
It's fun.
Or Adventure Video. It wasn't all Blockbusters out there.
Family Video.
Yeah.
Hollywood Video.
Yeah. It was great. You just go walk around in there.
That was like the one business that stayed in small towns longer than in big cities.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't find a video store in Nashville, but you could still find, not now, but you could still find some in McMinnville or something like that.
Lebanon have some?
For a long time.
Yeah.
It hadn't been that long since the last one away.
And then
I wonder if you figure out how to do the experience. Go ahead.
And the whole wall would be like a new movie came out. The whole wall would be that movie. And you go and it's like there's none behind it. And you're looking. And then finally, like there's one left and you're like, I got the last one. I mean, it's very exciting.
That was my college, that was my job in college.
What?
I worked at a video store.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
Mega Video. I love that job.
Yeah.
Would you recommend movies to people? Or
they'd ask. And they'd be waiting by that box when you cleaned it out, to see if there was one in there.
Oh, yeah.
I was right when VHS and DVD was kind of switching.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember going in and being like, will you check the box? Like you asked, so someone would drop off a movie. So
the return.
So sometimes if you wanted to see a movie, you would stay in there for a while.
People would camp out.
Yeah, because they'd be like, they know. Well, there's like two of them that have to come back today
because there's just no other way to watch it.
There's no other way to watch it. So there's two of them that have.
Gosh.
Yeah, two of them that have. I mean, it's the best, dude.
It really is.
Two of them have to come back today, and you're, so you got to stand there and kind of hope that they're not going to just. You're in your head. You're like, well, if they're rich, that's what I used to think. If they're rich, they don't care about the late fee. If they're not rich, they, so you're kind of just hoping like they're
poor.
You just hope it's like me. And then you're like someone that's like, we got to get this movie back. Travis on our, they forgot to take a movie back. And like it was like crazy long. Like
hundreds and hundreds of dollars of fees, right?
Oh,
did they just build up?
He basically, I think they still might have this movie. And I mean, I was like, our whole high school was just going like, y'all got to take that movie back.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we would get stressed about it, even though, because you're just like, dude, it's going to be,
But they just outlasted the company. They just held out.
They just held out to the company. Now
that's true.
But it is, it was. that's the I think you had much more appreciation for stuff because and now that's why a wait is not a bad thing. Like, I mean, not comparing our podcast to that, but you have to wait a week, or like TV shows that make you wait a week to go, because it's not bad to have to go, man, you get to sit on that for a week or whatever, and just, and then you have something that you're looking forward to. It just gives you something to go to
and talk about it for a week.
You never went to a video store, not that you would remember, like.
We go a little bit. We get video games from there.
But you were getting, even then, you were getting DVDs. You weren't even getting VHS.
It was always DVDs. Yeah, I don't remember.
You don't remember the Be Kind, Please Rewind.
Well, that's what
I remember rewinding.
My job.
We would record stuff from the TV onto VHS tapes every now and then.
I mean, they made a rewinder. That
we had one. Yeah, we had one.
Yeah.
My mom worked at a plant that made VHS tapes. We had a lot. We knew a lot about VHS.
Yeah, I remember just like when you got done watching it, it was like you're just like the first thing you needed to do was go hit stop and hit rewind, and then you would talk about the movie while it rewound.
Yeah,
and like I mean, it was just it really was. Like that's the stuff where everything's so on demand now. I mean, I forgot about that, waiting for the box, like just being like, hey, can you go check? Is there any in the box? You'd have to ask them, is there any in the box? And they're like, ah. And I do remember them one time being
that was Brian.
Yeah. I remember one time they go, do you have any in the box? And I remember they go, like they didn't have any, and they open it. They're like, and they do have, they go, someone just dropped it off.
Oh, man.
And then you're like, now you get to watch that movie. Oh, yeah.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
We also had the video running, there was TVs in there, and it would be basically trailers for all the upcoming movies, but it would just run over and over. So on your shift, by the end of it, you're just sick of hearing. So I'll still watch movies now, and lines from movies just stand out to me from the early 90s. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I heard Get Busy Living or Get Busy Die so many times that I was just sick of it.
Oh, yeah.
But you heard it for 8-hour shift.
What was the craziest movie that came out? There was like people flocked to the store. Any stand out? Titanic, something like that?
Titanic was after that, my time.
He talked the original Titanic.
Forrest Gump. I remember it was really big.
Yeah.
Braveheart.
I think Braveheart might have been right after I left there.
You would drive to multiple video stores.
Oh yeah.
So you would go, you go Blockbuster, because a lot of times you end up going find the smallest one because everybody's kind of thinking Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, or the big names, and you could go to a small one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was in Murfreesboro. This is Mega Video.
Mega Video.
They had 2 locations in Murfreesboro, one in Smyrna.
What's a movie that maybe people ask you the most questions about? What movies do you like talking to people about?
Well, I love Shawshank Redemption. There was a movie, quiz show, directed by Robert Redford.
I've seen it.
And I think I told you about it.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
It's a true story about a rich millionaire socialite who got caught up in the glamour and started faking his way on a quiz show. Have you ever heard of this?
I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, but it looks great.
It's a really great movie.
Yeah, Scorsese's in it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. All right, let me jump ahead because I forgot. This one needs to be a little bit shorter, doesn't it? Some sports turnarounds. Here's one that I think you'll be interested in. Kansas State football was the Vanderbilt of the then Big 8 for 50, 60 years. I think they'd won one game in 3 seasons.
Now they're the Mississippi State.
No, they're still, they go to bowl games every year.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Bill Snyder took over and in 2 years had it turned around. And, they've had some really, really great years. And they're always at least going to a bowl. They've been like 10-2, I think, one year.
Yeah.
And they were just the laughingstock of the Big 8 forever. And then after he's left, they've had ups and downs, but they're still a winning program.
Yeah.
Same with Florida State. Bobby Bowden, they were 4-29 when Bobby Bowden took over. And by year 2, they were 10-2.
Yeah.
What
would you say a 180 would, though? The opposite would be like Nebraska.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Nebraska was, when I started watching college football at first, Nebraska was, that's the weirdest part of seeing teams when you think like, man, like you would never remember Nebraska being good.
Well, I remember Nebraska playing in the national championship against Miami, and that's kind of the tail end of the empire. It was
like 2000.
Yeah.
Couch man, they were like the 90s. They were
dominant.
The black shirts, right? They were called their defense.
I think so. They won back-to-back national championships.
Yeah,
I believe they blew out Florida one year.
I mean, just the biggest thing in the world, and then you would see them now, and you're like, I'd say that. I mean, Alabama was like that, where Alabama was just terrible firing before Saban. Because I would say I thought that was going to be our first SEC win was Alabama.
They were terrible by Alabama standards.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought we could beat them
for a while. Yeah,
but I mean, they were still usually go to a bowl. I think they were just
but I thought we could have beat them. Like
yeah. I remember the last time Vanderbilt beat Alabama.
When was that?
I think 1984.
Wow.
Is it really been that?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think, here's what I remember. I don't know why I'm telling this, but Vanderbilt started 4-0. They beat Alabama. They started 4-0. The next week they played like the Citadel or somebody and got beat.
Jeez.
Wow.
And I think they finished the year 5-6.
Was that 84 though? I think I remember losing the Citadel.
I may be wrong about the team they played. They beat Alabama. I think they were 4-0, and then they played some really small school and got beat the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt got a technical last night before the game even started in basketball because of the LED lights weren't right.
Really?
The women's game, something was wrong with the gym, so the team they were playing got to shoot a free throw before the game even tipped off.
Oh, wow.
That's the most Vanderbilt thing ever. All right, I'll jump ahead. Some actors who've made 180s. Danny Trejo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was in prison.
Did he die?
No, he's still alive.
So. All right.
He then he was like a drug counselor, and one of the guys he was helping was like an extra on a movie set, and he went down there because the guy was needing him, and somebody saw him and said, "You'd be really great as an extra in this movie." And then someone else knew who he was and knew he had some boxing skills, and then one thing led to the other.
Wow.
He's been a great actor for
he's in so much too.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. That's
crazy. Oh, he's 79.
Tortuga.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know his career. Like, what was his first movie? Oh, 85.
Yeah. I'll say one I was thinking of is Matthew McConaughey.
I bet he's a great guy.
I bet he rules too.
I bet he is too.
And I almost think I've heard that or you've seen.
I've heard that too. I think
he's like awesome.
I think so too. I think I've heard he's just a really good person.
Yeah,
he's a passionate fan of the LA Rams.
So he's not perfect.
Yeah,
but he's a good guy. Who were you going to say?
McConaughey is the first person to think of when you talk about actors, because I remember growing up, he was a bit of a punchline. He would be the example of kind of who cares, kind of chick flick actor. That's how you thought of him, right? Mm-hmm. And then they call it the McConaissance. Like he just became one of the generation's like most beloved and celebrated actors. Mm-hmm. And it happened pretty quickly, I feel like.
I agree that he had a major upward trajectory, but I think when I think 180, I think because even as his chick flick movies, I mean, he was still very successful and people liked him.
But he wasn't, I don't remember, I might be wrong. I don't remember him being taken seriously as an actor.
No, he wasn't taken seriously.
You never think this guy's winning. He won an Oscar for Best Actor.
Yeah, that's true.
You go from failure to launch. You're playing Terry Bradshaw's kid to you're winning an Oscar.
Fun movie.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah,
I know, but you know what I'm saying.
I just saw that movie for the first time. I would be with the critics on that one.
Did you not? I mean, I thought it was fun. It was fun at the time, but I've not seen it in a while.
Yeah.
But like he started off Dazed and Confused. That was a fun role.
Right. And he was good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his first big, these movies.
All right.
Yeah.
And again, I always think of you guys when I see it because he's like, I could go to college or could just get a job and put some money in my pockets and listen to some guy that doesn't know what he's talking about telling me what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Can't disagree.
Yeah.
A couple that have gone down. Shelley Long, Cheers was the biggest show on television. She left it. She thought she was going to become a big star actress and really did nothing much after that.
That was her though, right? I think she's a problem.
Yeah, probably.
I almost heard that. I don't know if we talked about that, but I've heard.
I've never even heard of her.
She was great on Cheers.
I want to say I
got
can't
into
remember.
Cheers for a while.
I do want to think she is or was very difficult. And I'm not completely positive, but I feel like I've heard. I thought it was known, but I almost think she was like pretty difficult, and so that. It like a lot of that stuff happens because of that. Like the person is just is difficult, but they think they could want something. Then next thing you know,
the Money Pit was good though with her and Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
David Caruso, you guys know him?
Mm-hmm. Kung Fu,
CSI Miami. That's how I know him.
Yeah, but he was on
David Carradine is who I thought.
Yeah, he was on NYPD Blue, which is a huge
180
show in the '90s. Then he left that to pursue movies, and he might also have been difficult, but just. Nothing ever panned out.
He got on CSI.
Yeah, so he went back to television, but he left the top drama on TV to do movies, and then
I didn't even know he did a movie ever.
I mean, I saw one movie. He was in Jade, but I mean, I think it flopped, and I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'll do a couple more because we probably got to wrap it up. Jelly Roll.
Yeah, Jelly Roll's a giant
180. Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Dave Ramsey.
Oh, really?
Oh, I forgot all about it, Dusty. Thank you.
Hello, folks, to HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That is why it's America's #1 meal kit. Don't let recipe boredom strike because HelloFresh has more options than ever before. Dig into their biggest menu yet with over 45 dinner options to choose from weekly and even more market add-on items that suit any lifestyle. I had a great experience with HelloFresh. I ordered the family-friendly selection, and that's exactly what we got. The Parmesan chive chicken potatoes were delicious. The cooking directions were clear and simple. In the end, we loved how the flavors complemented each other. The zucchini what is it? Penne. The zucchini penne casserole was the perfect hearty dish on a rainy day. My toddler loved it. HelloFresh even sent us pizzadillas, a lunch and snack combo. We were able to make the food and keep it in the fridge for when my kids wanted it after nap time. Go to HelloFresh.com/NatelandFree and use code NatelandFree for free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/NatelandFree with code NatelandFree. America's #1 meal kit. Yeah. Zucchini Peeny.
He said, I had a great experience with HelloFresh. I ordered something, and that's what I got. that's your testimonial. Well, they gave me what I ordered.
We all know when you go somewhere and you order and it's not right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's a bad review. But when I order it and that's what I get, that's a great experience. If I ask for a zucchini peeny and they give it to me, I am pumped about it.
Even that in that Wikipedia, they're saying like Shelley Long and Ted Danson admitted they had a lot of tension between them.
And Ted Danson was the star of that show, right?
Yes.
Kind of unquestionably, like he was the guy. So if there's tension with the star, then.
But she said she left it.
Well, that's what I would say too.
And then,
if I ever get fired from this podcast, just so you know, I'm gonna be like, I decided to leave.
I left.
Well, that just happened with the Titans.
I want to start my own thing. Who's doing it?
They cut a guy, Tier Tart, and he tweeted, or what's it called now? X'd?
X'd. Oh, X'd.
No.
Yeah, on Twitter.
He X'd on Twitter. I would think the people said
posted on X.
Posted on X.
Yeah, whatever.
Something about thank you for giving me my release. Now I can look for a new home. So there was the truth somewhere in the middle.
There was a politician years ago who lost an election. Like he didn't get enough votes, and his statement was like, "I'm happily going to embrace my promotion back to like private life." Yeah. You're like, that's quite a spin. You lost an election.
You got to work it,
Mm-hmm.
You got to work it. Thanks for giving me my release. That's what I say every job I've lost.
Thanks for letting me fly.
Yeah, thank you for letting me get back out here.
Spread my wings.
Not have a lot of money. I'm tired of all this money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Dusty, would you say you've made a 180?
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends on where you look at my life at some point. I mean, there's some things that I've done where it was like there was I got arrested at one point and was about to join the Army, got arrested, didn't get into the Army, and then I got my driver's license suspended. So from that place, it's for sure a 180. But
a 135 at least.
It was a slow 180. It took me a long time to turn around. But
even from your drinking days to when you quit drinking and then comedy just blew up for you.
Yeah,
is that a 180 though? Like it's like you're working. Wouldn't a 180 have to be, well, it's like, I guess it would be, because Jelly Roll would be the same kind of thing. Yeah. You're this, and then you turn it into this.
Turn over a new leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Ramsey, didn't he go bankrupt?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think Dave Ramsey was bankrupt at one time.
He went bankrupt, and he has the nerve to talk to people. I don't know.
That's why people listen to him.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Notre Dame football. They used to be a powerhouse. Yeah. Now they haven't won a championship since 1988.
Yeah. I like that. It's
tough. Georgia football, for that matter, I would say that's a real 180. I mean, they were like not good for a long time.
They were good, but not great. For like all Mark Richt, they were like 10-win teams.
Well, but it's like, in my opinion, I mean, I know that there's not a lot of room, and I'm glad Alabama made it in. But my opinion, there's no reason Georgia should not still be in the top 4.
I think they should.
They should be a chance to win the national championship 3 years in a row.
I think, gun to your head, most people still go Georgia's top 4 team.
Yeah, it's a real disgrace that they're not in. I mean, I'm glad Alabama's in, but
Nate and I have had many sports arguments. I feel like he's been wrong a lot, but one of the ones that when they fired Mark Richt for Kirby Smart, I'm like, what are you doing? Mark Richt is taking this program to 10, and Nate's like, yeah, but he's been there forever, and you're not to that next level. You got to take it to the next level.
Right.
I thought it was crazy. Obviously, you're right. Now they're the most dominant program in college football.
And where's Mark Richt at now?
Well, he went to Miami. He's like a wonderful person,
but I think he's got some health issues.
Yeah. I think that. But Mark Richt did. I mean,
I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
No.
I mean, you guys like.
Where's he at now? He's a good person. He has health issues, dude. So relax a little bit.
So maybe back it down. He's a wonderful person. He lives next door.
Yeah,
and so
the Nashville Stars.
He was. Yeah, well, sometimes the person that has to come in to do all the work to build it up, that's a lot on someone, and then it's like. You can get it up to this one level, and then it's just kind of, it's everything's kind of probably against you. Like people just want to see a new thing, flashy kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's a not sports one? Do you have a not sports one?
I got a lot of actors. John Travolta, his career was kind of dead, and then when Pulp Fiction,
he did Look Who's Talking.
Well, that's when they were saying it was.
What was his career? The peak was Grease.
Grease and Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever is so good. I just watched it not long ago. So good.
And then it went
to the Look Who's Talking and all that.
Gotti.
I watched Dark Knight. Did I say this?
No.
I watched Dark Knight.
The first Batman?
I watched the first 2.
That's the second one.
I just watched those 2, the Joker one and the Bane one.
Yeah, second.
Yeah, the Bane the Bane was. I mean, the Bane was so good. Like for them to have to follow that Joker, like you go and then you follow it with Bane, you're like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Someone told me that when Bane opens the prison, that the original script was to have Joker come out of the prison because Joker would have been in there. So when Bane opens it, Joker comes out, and that was going to be in the 3rd movie. But
what happened to Joker?
Well, he's a wonderful person, and
I mean, I think The Dark Knight ends with when he's caught. He's like, "I'm always going to be part of your life. You can't," because he could have killed him. He could have let him fall off that building.
Yeah,
and he catches him, and he was obviously planned for future. Movies, I think.
It's too bad the Joaquin Phoenix Joker wasn't around at that time. I felt like that would have been a good.
I've never watched that.
That's good too.
Yeah, they're making a second one.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn. I always think, but like Dark Knight, I was like watching. I was like, that's the stuff like I want to make. Like not Dark Knight, but like the. But you see, like that's not dirty. It's PG-13 because of the violence, but it's not even. They don't show insane violence on there. It's like a good.
It's as violent as your act.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm serious.
Yeah.
So all we need is more superhero movies. Well, get some original ideas.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the
sensibility.
The sensibility of that kind of movies is like you could just go. I feel like that's what movies were. They were nothing's too dirty, nothing's too graphic, nothing's too. It's not a whole thing. But you're not making kid movies. You can make The Dark Knight, win an Oscar, and you're just like, we're just not gonna show the inside of a body,
right?
I
agree. That's like where that with what's the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool? It's like they were like, R-rated superhero movie, and I was just like, I enjoyed Deadpool, but I was just like, all the movies are R-rated now. It's like it's not so. It's like a superhero movie the kids can't see. That's a bummer.
I walked out of that movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
With Deadpool?
Within 3 minutes, I left.
Oh, really? Wow.
Packed theater. A joke I didn't think was funny got a huge laugh, and I thought I'm going to be miserable this whole movie. I'm just not in the mood to watch. I just got up and left.
Have you watched it since then?
No, I don't think I ever will.
First one I liked. 2 I didn't like as much.
I don't want to watch that guy be charming and funny for 2 hours.
Yeah.
No interest in that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what you looked like if you lost the weight? I could see that. He could be Ron. Like when you look at him, you go,
that should be me up there.
I can see you being a Ryan Reynolds.
Hey, I'll take it, man.
You got a Ryan Reynolds.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I get called Fat Brad Pitt all the time. On TikTok mostly. I think they're being mean.
Can see
but
it. You've had jokes that people have laughed at. I've walked out on. Like, it's like I think this is funny. I can't sit through this whole set.
There you go, this crowd.
Yeah.
I think it was mostly I hate being packed in a movie theater.
Now we're getting to it.
That Godzilla movie last night. I mean, I had a whole living room to myself.
Well, that's all movies now.
Yeah. Just stretched out. But I was packed in like this, like the middle seat on a plane. I go, I'm not doing this, dude. I don't care about this movie.
Were you with friends? I feel like you've told this story before. But
yeah. I texted my friends and said, y'all enjoy the movie. I went to a bar next door and just drank by myself.
Yeah.
Had a pretty good time.
I like that.
That's cool, man.
Talked to a stranger at the bar.
You believe about 80% of what he said.
Yeah.
Let's hang out here. He's like, I set up Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool.
Winona Ryder, she was big in the 80s. Then she got some personal stuff. She was shoplifting and, with Stranger Things. Now she's back. It just goes to show people forget all this stuff. Like, I barely remember that. If you just stick around long enough.
Shoplifting was her rock bottom?
Well, I mean, she maybe had some other issues.
Okay.
But
it was like a big thing.
She dated Johnny Depp.
She was a big actress when she was shoplifted. It wasn't like this before people knew her.
Oh, I didn't really know her. I only know her from Mr. Deeds and then on after that. What was she in before that?
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, Heathers.
I don't remember.
This is in the 80s.
You never seen Beetlejuice?
No.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. You'd like that.
I've seen Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
Oh, not that guy.
It's not that.
Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is one. He was falling off until Iron Man came along. Michael Keaton's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
He was big with Beetlejuice and all that. And then until Birdman.
Birdman was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So good. I loved it.
I've seen Birdman. I never saw that box one. What's the Netflix one with the box?
Bird Box?
Yeah.
With Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's fun. It's fun.
It is?
It's not going to blow your mind. It's not the greatest movie ever made, but it's a fun movie, right?
Yeah.
If you like to see people kill themselves.
It's a wild summer romp.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know what it was about, so I didn't.
But just with Michael Keaton, though, you didn't think, he wasn't doing well? I felt like Michael Keaton was always hot in the box offices.
He was Batman.
But that was a long time. Long time between that
and Multiplicity. That was a hot movie.
Multiplicity was fun. Multiplicity was great.
Hey, I felt like
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom, that's a great one.
Yeah, those are Multiplicity is not maybe, but those Mr. Mom's early 80s.
To me, Michael Keaton was always top.
I feel like they just maybe take some time and then they go,
Yeah.
All right.
Any predictions for the college football playoffs this weekend?
No, I don't.
Alabama wins
over Michigan,
and Texas wins, and we get an Alabama-Texas national championship.
That's exactly what I think will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And the whole country will be furious. I think Alabama wins out.
Yeah. And Alabama wins the whole thing, national. And then Nick Saban will surpass the amount of national championships that Bear Bryant had at Alabama. And it will be a big deal. And, all the world will be right for a little while.
What about Florida State and Georgia?
Georgia destroys them.
I think so, too. Yeah.
So. Absolutely destroys them.
Yeah. All right.
Well, another year by.
You're in Miami this weekend?
I'm in Miami this weekend.
Crazy show.
Amelia Arena, near Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise, Florida. But if you're down there, you know it is kind of near Miami, near Fort Lauderdale, all that. Awesome show. Awesome New Year's Eve show. We got Joey McColl's hosting. All the people that did the hour special, Greg Warren, Joe Zimmerman, Mike Vecchione, my dad, then me. It's going to be just a really great time. So everybody come out. We would love for you to come out, and it'll be fun. Let's come celebrate the New Year's Eve, December 31st. And then I'll be back out there January 11th to be finishing up the run. We got a fun run all in the round coming forward.
Oh, dang.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, I've done the round. Bridgestone Arena.
The first one.
I'm off this weekend, but next weekend I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma at Looney Bins, January 4th, 5th, and 6th. I was supposed to be there in October, but then you were there at the same time. And so I asked them if we could move it because, I thought that's not a good idea.
You don't want to pull too many tickets from Nate.
Yeah, I did it for you.
Yeah.
But the guy who's featuring for me, who I haven't met, but he reached out to me and said asked if he could feature. And I said, sure. I felt bad for him, like if he couldn't do it now. So I reached out and said, hey, just so you know, I'm moving this show to January. Hope you can do it. He's like, man, I think that's a good idea because I had tickets to see Nate. And now I get to go. So he was happy that I delayed his show so he could go see you.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about this, but it was, well, I would think it'd be maybe a good thing.
I told you about
shows at the same time.
I mean, I think
it could be.
Probably would have been.
Yeah, it could have been a good thing.
Well, like my shows at that same club, the Tulsa Looney Bin, they were the same weekend as Dusty was at another club across town. So they were like, let's move that. So we did. Yeah, you don't want to. Not gonna.
I feel like people could go time. And like, but if you just you go like, I'm gonna go to that show, then I'm gonna go to that show.
We'd pull from each other.
Yeah.
Who knows who would get the most? It's a toss-up, but I did it for you.
Thanks.
Well, I see that Nate is going to be in Columbus, Ohio, January 11th and 12th. If you want to do 2 weekends of comedy in a row in Columbus, I'm at the Columbus Funny Bone, January 7th, one-nighter, Sunday night. Great club. Come on out.
It is Columbus. A great club. And New Year's, if you're nowhere around Florida, I'll be in Salt Lake City, Utah at Wise Guys.
Great.
I'm doing 6 shows. I think it's, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. It's going to be hot. So, do come. The Downtown Club.
Oh, nice.
I did New Year's with Nate once. And
that's right.
Look at that. 6 shows, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot weekend. A lot of fun. I love Salt Lake City.
Are you doing the countdown to midnight, do you think?
What's that
No, show's at 8:30.
Well, I mean, you're doing 3 hours on stage now.
True.
It might be.
Who knows? Yeah. Sometimes if I get into the request,
I feel like New Year's Eve is like you do the show, you get it done, then everybody can go do whatever they want to go do after for their own New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I love that. A 6 p.m. and an 8:30 show. That's what I'm talking about.
Done by 10.
Be in bed before midnight.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the real New Year's anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does it matter?
Yeah.
And thank you for the Funkos.
Yeah, these Funko Pops are awesome, man.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Look, we had a wonderful year. Thank you guys for listening. We will be back for next year, and we love you. We hope you have a great year. How'd your year go? How your year is going, or is it going to go? How do you think your year is going to go?
Oh, that's a fun one to ask.
Yeah. That would be instead of that you just say that. How do you think your year is going to go? Go, I got some stuff that's better than even. You go, I don't know. I think it could be. We're going to give it a go. going to give it a go.
What you ask, you go, how's your day going? And then you go, how do you think the rest of the year's going to go for you?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ask it like
they
that.
They go, this day's brutal. Okay. But how do you think
the
rest of the year
zoom out a bit, huh?
Yeah. Happy New Year. We love you. See you later. Bye. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.